Try shaking your head and say yes at the same time. Try shaking your head and say yes at the same time. You're going to notice that the moment that you say yes, your head stopped shaking and it started nodding. You got that, right? But when you shake your head, immediately say no. It's very difficult to try and say yes unless you manually override it. What is this weird exercise Niguang just made me do? Okay, the whole reason why I made you try this funny thing was because I want to let you know, I want to show you that your body and your mind are connected. It is quite difficult to make it do opposite things. What do you mean by that? Okay, this applies to so many other things other than just shaking your head and say yes. For example, we take the long distance runner and we take a fighter. The fighter gets punched in the face 100 times per session, 3 times a week. And the runner, he wakes up every single morning at like 5 a.m. He goes for runs, no matter it's raining or not, as cold air pumping into his lungs every single morning. But he keeps running, and to finish up that 10 kilometers, the 5 kilometers, so that 10 kilometers. Whereas the fighter, he gets punched in the face repeatedly, but he still wants to finish his session so that he can get better. If you were to compare these guys with, let's say myself, or maybe yourself, who do you think is more mentally resilient? The fighter that gets punched 100 times in the face per session, 3 times a week, and the runner who gets cold air pumped into his lungs but keeps on going regardless? Or you and I who sit down like this and I'll record videos or some shit? Definitely the fighter and the runner, right? Well, that's surely because they are more physically resilient. And the sheer fact that they're physical, their body is more resilient, their mind will be more resilient too. We take another example, the bodybuilder, massive, tanky. You think he's more mentally strong, or you more mentally strong? Just judging off just the size. Let's say every other circumstance is the same. Possibly, most likely, that guy, right? Well, definitely that guy, not most likely, definitely that guy, right? Assuming everything else is the same. So why am I telling you this? I only learned this, I kind of knew this the whole time, but I only recently managed to put it into words and actually have this realization that you can kind of control how you want your mind to be like based on your body. Your body's like the remote control. Niguang, what on earth do you mean? Let's say, I want my mind to be creative because I make YouTube videos. I gotta be creative. If not, you wouldn't be watching right now, right? You wouldn't be watching right now if this video wasn't creative. So how can I make my mind more creative? Well, obviously, I can put in the reps, I can write down thousands of video ideas, I can record hundreds of thousands of videos. Sure, that definitely helps. But you know what else will help? If I have a more creative body. So if I want to make my mind more creative by using my body as a remote control, how can I make my body more creative? Well, I can try moving in more creative ways. I can try linking up moves I already know, for example, the handstand, and landing onto my feet and turn it into a front handspring. How do I get the accent right? I can turn it into a front handspring, you know? So when I just put my hands down and I kick my legs up, right, if I just flip over, I turn into a front handspring. And that is and that's not like getting any new stuff. I'm not getting a new basketball, I'm not getting a new badminton racket, new tools. No, I already have the resources, which is my arms and my legs. And I'm just combining it. I kid you not, my battery just died. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, I already have the tools. I just need to combine it in more creative ways. So I'm forcing myself to be able to combine a handstand and landing onto my legs into a front handspring. It's like an idea with an idea. You already have 2 ideas, you just gotta connect them and draw the lines. And that is the thing I really love about free running. You can train your mind to be more creative by making your body more creative, by combining moves you already know in your body to be more creative. You know what, let me just write this down for you. Body, I can't see by the way, I'm blind. Creative equals mind creative. My glasses degree is 700, so I literally cannot see the whiteboard clearly. I hope you can read this. This says, if your body is creative, your mind is creative. So very, very simply, body equals mind. They are linked. I invested into this whiteboard. I really like it. I'm going to use this setup in the future. The whole reason why I'm telling you this is really to let you know that your mind is literally controlled by your body. Most people think that their mind controls their body. I'd like to say it goes both ways. Your mind can control your body, but your body has the capacity to carry out what your mind can do. Let me repeat that again. Your mind can control your body, but your body is like the limits of what your mind can do. Okay, I'm doing laundry now. But one thing I want to add on to that is that it's like having a Nokia phone, but having a processor for a iPhone 16. You are not going to be able to use the full functions of the iPhone 16 if your base phone is a Nokia, right? So what you have to do is you have to upgrade your Nokia to a iPhone 16 before you can use the full capacity of the iPhone 16's processor, which is your brain. You get what I'm saying? So by making your body even more creative, your mind automatically just becomes more creative. By making your body stronger, your mind just becomes even more stronger. By making yourself more flexible, your thinking becomes more flexible. You see how it's linked? You literally see how it's linked right now. If you ask a gymnast to accept more ideas, that gymnast is probably more willing to accept ideas because that person is more flexible. Thus, their thinking is more flexible. Versus a guy who's super rigid. A guy who sits down on his computer all day like this, and you ask him to introduce a new idea, he'd be like, oh no, I must stick with my old beliefs. You know what I'm saying? It literally all links up. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. And if you notice from my other videos, I actually changed my setup. Okay, on a lighter note, I actually changed my setup because I really much prefer this style as compared to my other style, because my other style, I feel like I'm recording a video. If you notice, I'm actually sitting over here. It feels like I'm recording a video. But right now, I'm sitting on my bed, I'm chilling. It feels like I'm just having a chat with you. It feels more natural, you know? So it's a little bit less resistance for me talking. My name is Ni Guang, and I help people to improve themselves through movement. Self-improvement through movement. That's the entire point of this channel. So if you actually like the content, you like my personality or the way I explain stuff, drop subscribe, and I shall see you in this video. Cheers, man.